Rhinebeck, and it was a bit of a longer drive than we had expected. But when we got home, we looked at the podcast that we had recorded while we were up there, and we saw that it only kept the second half of the podcast, in the part where we're talking about our time at Rhinebeck on day 2, not day 1. So what we decided is we would post the half podcast, the second half of the podcast, since we didn't have the first half, and we try our best to record the first half sometime soon and post that as a separate podcast. So what you're about to watch is us talking about day 2 at Rhinebeck, and hopefully day 1 will follow soon. So enjoy. So the camera froze on us, but we're back. I guess you'll put them together? Or?
I guess so. I'll try.
She's our editor. I just write the show notes.
Yeah. That's the important part.
So I guess we'll start with day 2. I'm not quite. We took a pause.
Or we'll finish with day 2.
We'll finish with day 2. Exactly.
Yeah.
We took a pause when the camera stopped working, but let's get back to it. So do you want to go first, or?
What you got on day 2? I just showed my day 1, so maybe you should do.
I should do day 2. Okay, I guess this is where we started, right? Over this. So what's her name? Brooklyn Haberdashery. We saw their stall, and it called to us. We had seen them at Vogue Knitting Live, and it had also called to us then. But it called to us again. I got the little snips there, remember?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
The little teeny scissors.
Teeny little scissors, yeah.
Very cute.
And so we went in and we saw some beautiful project bags that she had stitched together, with a bunch of beautiful patches.
Yeah.
And we were really admiring them.
Gorgeous.
And then she came over and showed us, you can get those project bags, or you can get these lovely project bags that she's stitched, and then she says, you can add your own patches. So she gave a couple patches with the project bag, and then of course you can add your own. And I've got lots of swatches from the fabric store of fabrics that I really like, but I only but I only got the little swatch, so I think I'm gonna stitch them onto this. And it's so very pretty fabric, and then she also gives a fair amount of thread with it also.
The whole kit.
Yeah, really nice kit. So we each got one, and I see you're already starting over there threading your needle. And it's got a nice bottom too, which I always like on a project bag.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That it has the bottom, and the leather closure. So that's quite nice, and that was the first thing we got today, right? Yeah.
The leather drawstring.
The leather drawstring, and it's made very nicely. Yeah. So pretty. Okay. And then I guess the next thing I got. So it was we bought some non-wool things. I guess you bought the dress the other day.
Yes, a linen dress.
Yes, but we were in the more food barn. I guess it had, like maple syrup and. Yeah, different foods.
It's got cutting boards, foods, sauces. Cheese, I don't know what they're selling.
Well, I saw cheese. There was cotton candy.
We bought that. Once a year.
There was different things, and there was also a little candle stand.
The smell of beeswax.
So good. And they had a little spinning wheel.
You liked that right away.
And it was just too cute. I don't think I'm ever gonna burn this. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I can't really imagine. It
looked very cute at first, and then it would look horrible.
Yeah.
At first it's so beautiful and warm, and then it's melting.
Yeah, it's going to be a glob. Okay, I might spin it, but not spin it, burn it. But it would seem so sweet. Yeah. And it has a great smell, like you said.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Beeswax.
So that was very, very cute. I mean, the detail.
I know. No, you were so taken with it. You were like, a spinning wheel.
Yeah. So,
not something
got
you
that.
See.
No, not something you see. And then next we returned to Catskill Merino.
Well, you had it in your head.
Yes, on Saturday I had seen this great yellow bulky yarn, and I was thinking I could make a nice cowl with it. And so we decided to go back, and I got the yellow yarn, and I feel like it's a bit more golden yellow in person, right?
It's really hard there with the...
It kind of matches your...
You can, with that color in there, it really does look that way here, right?
Definitely.
You can always take it out of the barn to check the color.
Yeah.
Colors inside are hard. It's harder for me at Vogue knitting, it feels like.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the color, the light distorts it. Here, it just kind of doesn't reveal it.
Exactly.
But it doesn't distort it. It's more of whatever you think.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be a different color or something.
Yeah, it won't be.
This is green. So that was very pretty. Got that.
Beautiful.
And then while we were in the stall, because all their yarn's so beautiful, there was also this. They call it heathered, right? Yeah, it's heather.
Yeah, that was the heathered.
Yeah, the heathered bit, and it was blue. And so there's little like black and gray specks in it, I guess. It's not really showing, but it is heathered, and it's just as squishy. You can't really feel that it's heathered, but it does look.
Oh, right, like that there's two different things going on. No, I think it must be like a...
I wonder how they do that.
What if... Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's very consistent. It's not like...
It's not speckled.
Lumpy or something. Yeah, right. No.
Oh, you mean
the spinning itself, how do they make it heathered, I wonder?
That's the question you could ask.
But so I did get I'm not really sure if it's going to be fingerless gloves or...
That one you don't have a project.
No, I guess I can make it into a teeny little neck scarf.
It looks very blue.
Yeah.
The color is bottle green.
It's bottle green, yeah. It's 125 yards, so there's a couple different things I could do with this. And I'm not really sure what just yet. But so I got that at the Catskill Merino booth. And then we were in another barn, the last barn. No, it wasn't the last barn. It was the second to last barn we were in. And I saw these really nice fingerless mitts, which with the weather changing I realized I need, because I've got two pairs of fingerless mitts, and both I had knit when I was a bit of a beginner knitter still. So they don't fit totally.
What's the second pair?
The blue ones, remember? And so I have been thinking about making fingerless mitts for a while now. And so I decided so I really liked their fingerless mitts there.
Those were amazing.
And it was at the Nash Island.
What were they explaining to you? It sounded very involved. The two people came over, and one was a customer.
Yes, one was a customer.
To explain something.
They recommended a couple different things I can watch, so I'm not going to be an expert on
to support the pattern, right?
Yeah,
if you want to do the pattern that the sample was in.
And so it looked like just stranded knitting to me.
It's not? Well,
it sounded like it was, but I'm not really sure since I haven't watched it or tried it.
Yeah.
They were calling it not twisted, twill. I think they said it was twill knitting or something.
I wish I'd looked at it.
And so what happens is that you like twist the yarn behind and then you knit or something, so that like it's double catching it.
I see.
But they said there's a fruity knitting podcast about it.
To support the technique.
To support it, and that they give some tips on their website. But so I'm definitely gonna try to find that fruity knitting episode, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the pattern name is. They gave me the link for it, but I don't actually know the name.
It was a mom and daughter, right? That she said that her mom designs?
Yes. Yeah, the Nash Island, I guess the people behind it.
Yeah, but you gotta love a mom and daughter doing things.
So I got these two colors. So this one is neutral, I guess, right? They call it barnacle.
Oh.
And then this one is seal. Oh, how nice.
Yeah. It's a very clean barnacle.
Yeah.
Really? That's the barnacle?
So yeah, this is a white. And then this it's a gray blue. And I picked this one because they had a little pile of of this colorway. And I like this one because it did have a bit more variegation than the others, which I liked. You know, there's
a little depth to the color.
Little depth, yeah. I can't. I don't know. It might look like shadows on the podcast.
What if you're closer?
Not sure. But so there's nice. It's a bluey, purpley brown, I would say. And so I'm gonna knit that up. I was saying I'm gonna knit the sweater first, but it's really the season for fingerless gloves.
Going to ask who, when you said line jumper.
Yeah. I don't know. I really want to do the sweater though.
Well, now you could do the sweater up until it's too heavy to bring around, and then switch to that. However, stranded knitting on the go is not really.
No, and it's like double points because it's fingerless gloves, which is even harder.
Yeah, that's not
the
portable.
Stitches always jump off.
Okay, so the sweater's your portable project.
It sounds really confusing.
Yeah, when the two of them started kind of encouraging you.
Well, then the other one was saying that she kind of recommended just actually winding it together, which made a lot of sense to me. Like wind it into one ball. Which, since it was like every other stitch changing color, kind of makes a lot of sense, right?
Has she done that, or she just thinks it's a good idea?
It was unclear if she had done it or not. So that seemed like...
Because that'd be hard to undo.
Yeah, but since it's the same yardage, because it's, it's not like I'm mixing and matching.
No, right.
It seemed like kind of smart.
Interesting. Well, maybe you'll get some tips, like, when you watch the podcast.
When I watch the podcast. So I'll report back on this technique. This is
an adventure
for the future. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's what I got.
That's all of day today?
That's today, yeah.
Okay, this is mine too. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where my buttons went off to. You had a lot of paper bags in your bag for me. I kept passing you.
Did you put your buttons in one of the paper bags? Do you think maybe it's...
Sorry for crinkling.
Yeah. I don't think this is... Oh, look at that.
Buttons. Okay. Buttons. Hold on, I'm just going to...
I haven't seen your buttons. This is going to be exciting. Ooh.
Okay, well that... Hold on, let me just...
She didn't show me. Ooh, I like those.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I, covet yours, but I like mine as well. Okay, so let me just give this a little parking spot with my needle.
Those.
So I also went... Oh, we're going to do the buttons first?
Yeah,
Wait for the buttons. Wait for the buttons. Because one of them is for this project. So I got one of the kits also. Mine has the kind of like train conductor stripe. Yours?
Right, mine is more indigo-y.
Looks like the... it feels very different fabric too. It's really quite beautiful.
Yes.
Mine feels more
yours
cotton.
Is softer, I think.
Mine, it does feel softer. Yours might really soften if it gets
Mine
washed.
might be linen, I guess?
It does feel like a blend.
Yeah.
And they do have the little leather pulls, and it just... All the project bags were gorgeous. This seemed like a really nice way to get the effect that she achieved with her. She used all vintage and just gorgeous. So, as you see, I'm already starting to stitch on, whoopsie, some of the fabric. It came, they all have different little pieces. I'm really quite sweet on this quilted bit, just white quilting. They're all, and then because I'm probably going to close to, I don't know if I'll cover it, but I did want to do a lot.
Oh, you think you're going to do a lot?
I think I'm going to do quite a bit. Because it's whenever you feel like it, like just now I could do it. It's different than knitting. It's very, and I used to sew a lot, and I haven't in a long time. So this is kind of a nice way to do a little bit of it. But so I bought a little sample pack of swatches, which and comes with one of those great safety pins that becomes a stitch marker. I love those. Be fun to pick like something like that where it's this side or that side, and maybe I'll...
I know, I've got that dilemma
fold it and do both. Yeah, you have very different ones. Like where both sides are really interesting.
Yeah.
I like that guy peeking there. That graphic one. That's like gonna be my favorite probably.
Yeah.
So I got the pouch as well, and I'm already, as you saw, going to... Oh, and also... Catskill gave us these little knit hearts.
So sweet.
And I was just thinking one could go.
Ooh, you think you're gonna keep it there?
Maybe on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very excited about the stitching. while deciding what to knit. Well, but I think mine is going to be one of the sweaters from yesterday. In addition, while you were looking, because you brought us back to Catskill Marina, then I was like, oh, well, while I'm looking and it started raining, I looked a little more. In great deviation from yesterday's.
Yes, that's
very,
true,
right? Yeah, suddenly I was like, oh. I like words, and when you flip over the tag and they say it's called burnt sugar, I was like, oh, that's a great name. I actually really like this end. I like the darker end. But I think when it knits up, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
Probably cowl. Probably these will be like some fast patternless kind of cowl ideas. And so this separately, I didn't even Payne's gray. I didn't look at the name of this one because I just liked how it was a very lavendery gray. Would you say there's purple in that or no?
No, I think lavendery gray.
You do it.
Yeah.
See it. Okay. Because I was gonna say, well, in the stall it looked purpley, a little less here and but some. Yeah. I'm not gonna knit them together, but I like looking at them together. Squishy. They smell good. Oh, I did also yesterday, because we do need fingerless mitts. I wasn't sure if I was gonna admit this. I bought finished. I don't think that's evil. Or lazy or whatever. Yeah. I saw them. I thought they were a sample, and I just tried them on.
Well, they were displayed as a sample. It wasn't a place that was selling like only finished.
No, they sold wool, and they had samples out, but they had an awful lot of fingerless mitts out. And I tried them on, going, I would definitely knit these. This is exactly what I want to knit. And I turned over, I realized these were for sale. I thought, well, I've got a lot of sweater knitting to do, and I've got now I've got 2 cowls, 3 sweaters, and 2 shawls.
Yeah, and there's some things at home, right?
I'm pretty wrapped things up. I've got myself on a needle.
Home, but I've got some small things. Maybe.
Well, I've got single.
I'm the one with big things at home.
I have single sock.
Yeah,
socks.
Well, everyone has single socks.
I've got lots of one-off socks. They don't match enough to wear the mismatched together, so that happens. But I am not going to be thinking about fingerless mitts this season. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
This year that's done. I bought them. They're quite nice because they're tweed and they're 2 greens, and it's probably wool I wouldn't have bought, and I love it together. So someone else did the work of thinking about it, and I also am probably going to, when I do knit myself a pair, just look at this pattern and figure it out. I think that this was some very basic, and it's soft and comfortable. I was so happy. Buttons. This will be good for me because now I can actually look at it with the wool. So one thing I bought were these itty bitty. Does it say superior quality? It doesn't say.
They're vintage, right?
Does it? I mean, that's what they were saying.
Well, it's a yellowing paper, so no reason not to believe.
So these are little teeny. I mean, for to scale, it's smaller, much smaller than a fingernail. Little pearly ones. If you can see the pearl, there we go. And I bought these expressly to put on the pouch.
I think that would be nice. I think
that would be adorable. I don't know if I'll put them all together, or part of me just wants to do just one random floating, or maybe to anchor it onto a piece of fabric with one. But these were so precious, and I always love them. I'm going to put it right in the pouch now so I don't forget.
Nice, yeah.
I'm not going to knit anything that small, but so perfect for that. These I just really like oval.
Yeah.
I can't tell what the material
is.
They've
kind of got it. They are supposed to look like they're wood because they've got grain going on.
They do have.
But I don't think you can. Maybe it's wood because there's a lot of grain.
Yeah.
You don't think?
We'll inspect it more when we take them off.
Yeah.
Are they twist tie-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
So shy.
Okay, but let me show them first before you work on that, before I move on. So, these guys, they're a very orangey red. Would you say?
Yeah. And they've got some, they go in. Whoopsie.
I dropped.
They go in, so they're not just flat, which is nice.
Yeah, so they're a little concave.
Dimensional.
And they do feel very good in the finger, like a little bowl.
Yeah.
This sweater pattern, unfortunately, doesn't
need
no. Yeah, it's a pullover. Darn it. So I don't even know what that's for.
Yeah.
The button store near us closed back at home, so there was a certain amount of
maybe we should get buttons.
We should just buy buttons. Yeah, I'm afraid. I don't know what you guys think, but this is a what weight?
Well, does it worsted?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worsted weight. I'm afraid these buttons aren't big enough to hold it.
I think they will be. You might, like, if the pattern calls for a double yarn over, you might want to do just one yarn over. But I think
To pop, just make the button hold.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, and there are 8 of them. So I thought, okay, maybe they're smaller and it's a big yarn, but I could, put more of them on there.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know what this material is either. I thought it was a really unusual. I don't know if you guys are into buttons. I'm not until I'm in front of them.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, they're all so different. I like this little spot here. It's flat, and then it's got a center bump and a spot for the material to go, the thread to go through in the center. Something about it really, but they're flat.
Yeah.
The other pair is not flat in comparison. It's quite high.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a project for these either. And also they were weirdly 7 of them.
7, that's a funny number, yeah.
It's funny, it's not odd. I mean, it's not even. This 8 or 7. These are probably too small for my projects, but there was enough. They were interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta find an active shop for a knit project to go with my buttons.
Yeah.
But this is potential.
I think that'll be nice.
I don't have any buttons. You think? Not too small?
I've taken it off the strip so you can see. They're pretty delicate. I mean, they're fairly thin, I guess, compared to your black ones.
Yeah.
But I think that would be nice with this. They might be too small, though. But I think...
How many of them are there?
There's a lot. 2, 4, 6, 9.
Oh.
I think that'd be cute, right?
Possibly. Stay tuned. That'll be the big decision. We finish the whole thing, and then
you're like,
compare. I cannot tell what the material is, but it's interesting because there's a little bit of... they're not flat. They're not a single color. Also, too. Well, we'll check that out. That will be interesting. It really changes the project. Oh, thank you. I don't have mine nearby, but I also got a little candle, a little pumpkin for the season, and I'm definitely gonna light it.
Do you want to?
If you don't mind the rustling.
Okay.
Hate to rustle. There were lots of gorgeous baskets. Did not buy any baskets. Admired baskets.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Well, I actually did buy a bit of a baskety bag. I don't have it over here to show.
You bought a bag.
Yeah, but it's the weave.
Yes. How did she pronounce it? Did she say sisal?
Sisal.
I always thought it was sisal. The rugs, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that's pronounced a sisal rug, and I'm so glad I've never had a conversation with anyone about it. If that's the incorrect way to pronounce it, because she said that's made of sisal.
Yeah. You've never heard of that before?
No. And I don't know if anyone has.
I've really heard sisal though.
Maybe from me though.
Maybe.
And now I'm spreading my not knowing. Okay. So look. Oh, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna light it.
Yeah, I think that'll be cute.
Burn it.
This I think would just be a glob of
Well,
wax.
as will this. This is just gonna look like a votive, very quickly. No, you don't have to, because when are you gonna get another spinning
I don't want
wheel
it covered
piece?
in dust though.
Well, then you have to dust it. Polish it.
I dust my candle.
Dust off the candle. But these were just really sweet. So I just got myself one. Oh yes, but Wendy Jensen, wowee, her baskets. I don't put it. Yeah, we admire those. These aren't even actually as nice, I think, as the ones that I was kind of drooling over. I like the ones that I like, but something to think about. Because, so like the dress that I bought, we had admired them last year and didn't buy them.
Yeah, we did.
And then sometimes it takes, same thing with the title yarns.
Yeah, definitely.
With this wool, right? Like I went there and I thought, no, last year I didn't buy sweaters quantity, and I kind of regretted that. So we err on the side now of get what you are gonna, enough to work with it, not just enough to not feel, I don't know, with the little piece of it. So I'm really glad that we went back.
Yeah, I know, because last year I bought a teeny little mini skein and I just put it on the top of socks. Yeah.
Right, and then it's what do you do with it?
It was a little strip.
So now you're gonna make their cowl.
The cowl, right.
They have very consistent style. They produce their own patterns, it seems. Right?
Yeah, and the patterns aren't on Ravelry. It's just they've got them on the paper. I don't think so.
That's what happened. I think I bought the yarn and I loved it and I couldn't contact them anywhere else after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought or no, the pattern came with the yarn.
Exactly.
So I'm going to knit their sweater in their yarn.
Yeah.
And then the other cardigans will be in the other things. Is that it?
I think so, and we should probably get on the road, right?
Yes, we have some driving to do.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
I think we'll go back next year. Would you say safe to say?
Assuming nothing comes up.
Well, but we planned this last year.
Did we do? I thought we did in January, maybe.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
No.
It was we're gonna go back. You gotta, make your arrangements or plans or whatever. And
yeah,
I'm really glad we came. We're staying in a cute house that has a beautiful view of this little river on one side, and it has an active freight line right on the other side. We are equidistant from Peaceful River and in constant use freight.
Yeah, I heard the train was just going on. I'm not sure.
Did it go?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I don't know if you guys could hear it, but yeah.
So I didn't even notice.
We've gotten used to it.
Well, I was going to say, we're coming from the city. We live on a super noisy street.
We do. And right by a hospital, so there's lots of ambulances.
Ambulances, the bus.
Yeah.
The cabs.
Yeah.
The honking. So, like, a freight train. They did not mention it in the house listing. That was a free bonus that we didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it at all.
No.
But that says a lot.
Though it goes through the night. I mean, if you
were sensitive, right? You're saying it just ran and I didn't even know it.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with me. That is weird. Because I don't think I got used to it. I think this is still a million times quieter than back at home. Yeah. But yes, some people might not be their thing. So I guess before you rent an Airbnb, ask if they're near a freight line. Because it's running right there. If you had like little kids.
Yeah, it's true because the's no fence. It's just right there.
There's a train line with trains going, train tracks, whatever. I still like it. It's still kind of really cool. Yeah. I like all of it.
Well, it's definitely a new experience.
It's very new for us.
Yeah,
but it's still a lot quieter than the city.
Yes, for sure.
So I think we'll come again, and I'm trying to think if there's anything we're not mentioning that we should mention about it. We had cotton candy.
Well, you had more than I did.
I had too much. I had too much cotton candy. My teeth are kind of like, you ate all that cotton candy, but it's so fun and fluffy.
And it looks like
exactly like your fleece, but you can eat it, which is perfect.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe I'll say that I remember last year I loved meeting the sheep, and I did this year too. But this year there were also some bunnies who I really enjoyed meeting, and who were terribly sweet, and they're so fine having you pet them. Yeah, because which kind of amazes me.
Yeah, because the sheep, some of them were completely chill. Some of them are nervous and they twitch a little bit. Totally sympathetic.
Of course, they're in this.
I feel stressed out for them being there, right? Yeah, but you feel bad when they kind of are hesitant and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Some of them were really relaxed.
Yeah, and it's so amazing to see their fleeces and
the wool on them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
the curls, right?
Really crazy. Amazing. But the bunnies seemed way used to being handled.
They were adorable.
So they were just
and they had the cutest little faces.
The ears.
Yeah.
It's all about the ears for me. Even for the sheep, I kept petting their ears.
Yeah, you did.
They're beautiful and they're warm.
Yeah,
because I kind of like that. But yeah, you were at the bunnies.
Yeah, both days. I enjoyed the bunnies. Yeah. So I guess that's something I'd mention.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
For me, we were we kept bumping into Nicole from The Gentle Knitter, and it's nice to every now and then smile at someone. Like, oh, hi, what did you get?
Yeah.
How's it going for you? Although I will add that actually, that it's quite nice that anywhere you turn around at any of the stands you're standing at or stalls you're looking at, and you just turn to the person to your left or to your right and start talking about what they're wearing, what they knit with, what do you think about this or that for this project. Everyone is like available to share. Yeah. And it's very I don't know, social.
Yes, definitely. But like you were saying, it's nice to see, the people who we see online, but in real life. So,
yeah. We didn't go to the hill or to meetups or gatherings or anything like that.
Well, we got on Saturday. We arrived kind of late.
We did get there late, very very late, like noon late.
Yeah, well, because we got a late start, but then there was also traffic.
And about the traffic.
So, yeah.
We were relaxed about going there, and then suddenly I got like all nervous. Oh, we have to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we drifted. We did all the barns.
Yeah.
There's a lot of barns. I don't have the program next to me. That's too bad. There's a lot of giant barns, and in every barn there are
goodies.
What do you think though? Like 24 exhibitors or something per barn?
You think 12 on either side?
I believe it, but maybe a little less.
I think less.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's say
20 to 24
per barn.
Yeah.
And then there's like 8 or so barns.
Yeah, I think even more than 8 maybe. Well, because there's also sometimes there's one bit that's like not a barn, but it's in between the two barns, right?
Absolutely right. And it's beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And that you can go outside and breathe and go back in. I mean, the barns are open at both ends, but I like having the air and the every now and then looking at the sky and the trees.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is.
But if you're lucky enough to already live someplace where you have skies and trees and peaceful quiet with a little bit of freight line running through it, you might not be as shocked as we are when we go out of the city and get to buy our yarn that way. But that's how I see it, that this is how we buy our yarn. Some people, you know, can go find what they want at the store, and we just, I don't know, it's a matter of being busy or quite what you know what you want. You can concentrate all your here's what I'm going to do project buying on one weekend. Yeah. And we go home and we'll see. I think this is my season. I think by the time I'm done, it was a horrible thought. It's going to be spring and I'm not going to be able to wear any of it. Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. So thank you, Rhinebeck.
Yes. Yeah, all of it was good.
It was wonderful.
The animals, the people, the yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deliciousness.
Yeah.
And Monday back to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My homework's waiting for me.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Have a beautiful winter.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll record another one?
Yeah, we'll record another one before. I think before the new year there'll be another one.
Okay. Hopefully another.
That's very realistic of us.
I think that's good. Let's be realistic.
Because we've got a couple months to do that.
A podcast before New Year's.
Yeah.
And we'll each have a finished object at least.
Yeah.
By then. Yeah. That would be a good goal. And if we don't have a finished object, it might be an after New Year's thing. Yeah. Happy knitting. Yes. Stay warm if you're someplace cold, because I guess if you're someplace warm. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, have a cold drink. But for the rest of us who are really feeling winter coming. Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's here. It's a rainy day. Right now we've got rain. We'll be driving in rain. Yeah. Stay warm and happy knitting. And we look forward to seeing you next time, and also on Instagram. WeAreTwoSheep. Yes. Yeah. Until then. Okay. Bye. Bye. Gotta move the mouse. Okay. Bye again.